What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Wednesday Locals at Lobster. We're going to head out and play some One Piece in a bit, and I'm really excited about that. Haven't seen the guys in a few weeks. We have a bunch of stuff we got to pick up from everybody. A lot of cards moving while I was away, so managed to get some really cool alts to show you guys. Also got a bunch of really cool stuff from OP10 that I forgot to put up, so we'll check all that out. We'll see how everybody's doing. I think we're going to play Shanks for now. We're going to stick with Shanks for the rest of the month. We have a big tournament coming up at the end of the month at Cool Stuff Games, so we'll be playing Shanks for that. Not sure what we're going to play yet at the regional, but we'll see. I want to put everything together for Teach and for Anal and try those decks out, but for now I'm going to stick with what I know is fully built and ready to go. So let's get up with everybody, see how everybody's doing, and running a little bit late, so quick one today. Let's get out of here. Alright guys, so didn't get to film too much when I got here, but we're 1-1 right now. We played against the Red-Green Smoker, which is pretty crazy. We're going to put that one together to try it out. It looks like a really, really fun deck to play. Then we played against the boy Miguel with the new Luffy kind of Rush Zoro aggro deck. It was pretty nuts to play against. He almost had it in the end, but we managed to pull it out, so it was really good. Like I said, didn't get to film too much when I got here. We were just kind of talking to everybody, saying what's up, letting them know how the trip was going. But now we're here, and let's check everybody out. So yeah, wish us some luck, and let's see if we can pull it out today. In the meantime, let's check out what they got. They got a ton of new stuff, man. Sucks that we missed out on seeing all these when they came in. Super nice to see the shop get a ton of new product in. I like to see this. This is really good. So they travel around typically, and they do shows, and they bring a lot of inventory in. So it's nice when their cases are really full. So yeah. What's going on, guys? So this was actually our round 4 opponent. We played against our boy Alex, who was playing Red Sanji today. Usually he plays Anal, so it was a little bit of a switch up for him. So I knew this would be an interesting matchup going against Shanks, since I play more of a rush build for the deck, and the Sanji's built to just pump out rush characters. Anyone who doesn't have an on-play effect becomes a rush character. So I was looking to see what kind of cards he was playing. I wasn't sure if he was going to be playing anything from OP10 or ST21 in the deck, but he drops the other Zoro, not the Rush Zoro, obviously, because it would become Rush anyway, but it attaches on Dawn and becomes a 7k Rush, which is kind of just nuts. So lucky for us, we opened up the Lucky Roo, we dropped that down, and we're able to kind of counter out of a bunch of the attacks early on. So we had a couple of blockers. Here we dropped the Rayleigh, so we're able to kind of sit on that. He's really just sitting on the Zoro for now, so I wasn't sure what else he would have in hand to make his characters just kind of go full aggro against ours. But I was waiting definitely to try to get to that 8 Dawn, because I know we had a couple of Rayleighs in hand, and it seems to be, I only play 3 in the deck, and it seems like we always open up 2 if we have to mulligan. But so here we were just blocking out of his attacks, really trying to out-resource him. I feel like would have been the best move for slowing down his deck. Right around the time when I realized that he might not have too much, because he seems to be protecting the Zoro as much as possible. So we're able to just attach some Dawn onto the Rayleigh and start swinging with that, trying to knock his characters down, because like I said, I wasn't too concerned with what was in hand or taking down his life. It was really just picking off the board, because turning the characters into Rush and then having the effects with the Dawn just turns them into a really big threat going against Shanks. So I was really doing my best to try to get the Zoro off the board, and he was really protecting it with everything he had in hand. I know at one point he goes down to like 1 card countering out of a large attack for it, but here he drops a Rayleigh. He's able to pick off our Rayleigh, which is fine. Not a big deal. We still have the Yasop, which is a big swing if we need to attach anything. So we're really doing our best here to try to get the Zoro off the board. I wasn't too stressed about the Rayleigh. It was really the Zoro because he gets a buff every time you attach Don onto him. So, yeah, here we're just kind of discussing because the Yasop has the effect that buffs him up a little bit when he's attacking. So we're able to get the Zoro off the board finally. And then here we're just thinking about what we should do. He's not sure what we have in hand, but we end up dropping the 9-drop Shanks. I love that Shanks because it always takes people off guard. The 10,000 rush power is kind of wild. So, yeah, so we're able to do that, knock him down a couple of life. And I didn't have too much going. As you can see, I think I had 2 cards in hand. It was Beckman, I believe, and probably just a counter, which was good. It did come in handy later on. So we were able to counter out a lot of the attacks that he had, but we weren't sitting on anything too big. We did actually get a 10-drop Shanks onto the board, and we were kind of just relying on him. We were swinging at the board as much as possible. We knocked him down a couple of life. As you can see, I'm at 2. When I was taking life, it was strictly just a plus because I wasn't getting any good cards off of my draw. I was really just hoping that there was something like a Red Hawk in the life, and I don't think there was, so here he's just trying to figure out how much he can swing to knock down the life, and like I said, we were just really sitting on the Shanks. He did end up playing the 2-drop Sanji, that he makes a decision to take his last life, which should have been able to help close out the game for us, but unfortunately, like I said, we just didn't really have anything in hand. We were relying on kind of bluffing because he wasn't sure if it was a brick or counters that we had, so yeah, he ends up taking his last life. We were just kind of sitting on that Sanji, like I said, and really hoping that we can get some damage done, and hoping that he didn't have anything too big to counter out of. I know he only had like 2 cards in hand, so I was really hoping that we could close it here. But again, this is just checking out the Sanji, let him take his last life and kind of buff it up. So they really didn't have much else. I did have a Beckman in hand, but the Beckman really does nothing at that time. So, yeah, so we had the counters. We're countering out of the attacks to keep our life strong. But this game really just came down to bare bonesing and me bricking on 2 big characters in hand. So a shout out to Alex. You did a great job. He said it was one of his first times playing Red. So I really had a lot of fun. And, yeah, shout out to you, man.
What's up, guys? So I didn't get a chance to do my little intro when we were in the house, but we headed out. We were running a little bit late, so we headed out. But as you can see, we're already inside Lobster. We're gonna play some Pokemon tonight. Super excited. Gonna play Dragapult, but we're also in the process of putting together the End Zoro deck, so it's gonna be really fun to play. But for now, we're gonna get all set up. We're gonna and see if there's any new cards that they have, and yeah, let's have a good time, guys.
What's going on, guys? So, yeah, this is actually our round 3 opponent. We played against the homie Christine. She was also playing Dragapult, so it was a mirror. However, her deck was a post-rotation version of the deck, and we were still playing a few of the cards that are pre-rotation, so it was really nice to see a different version of the deck and how it's going to be played going forward. Her and the rest of her team were getting some good practice in at this local for the upcoming Atlanta Regional. So really hoping that they're going to do really well. So yeah, we kind of hunkered down. We didn't open up amazing. We kind of just had a couple of Dreepy starting. She managed to fill her board up really quick, and she had the Clef Key in the active, which is a little frustrating. It does kind of shut off abilities. Wasn't doing any damage to us right at that time, but it could definitely be a frustrating card going forward. I thought about playing this when I was putting the deck together, but it was nice to see it in action. So here she's just trying to get set up. She evolved into a couple of Dracloaks, and she's really leaning into that ability to search. Again, pretty crazy ability that Dracloak has to let you kind of unbrick your hand a little bit. Look at 2, place 1 back is really nice. So like I said, we didn't open up amazing, so I was just kind of sitting on a Dracloak as well. Also, I believe a Badoo in the active, and she manages to bring up her Dragapult. So that's going to go ahead. It's going to knock out our Badoo. We did evolve up into a Dragapult, but we were hoping to get another energy so that we could do some damage with it. So we ended up Ionoing pretty early on to kind of fix our hand a little bit. We were hoping that we can get something. We managed to get a couple of more basic Pokemon onto the bench. We swing for a little bit of damage and knock out one of the basic that she had on her bench and end up taking a prize. So that's really nice. So we're not super far behind here. I know when you're staring down an opponent who has a bench full of Pokemon, that it can be a little bit intimidating, but here we're just kind of holding on. Dragapult is a great card to have in the active. So we already did some damage onto hers. So we know that if she swings for hours on the next turn, that we'll be able to take hers out. And she still has the 2 Dracloaks. She manages to find another Dragapult. So she will be able to evolve them into another one. She also had an Iron Thorns sitting on the bench, which was a little different. That's not one that I'd seen yet in any of the lists. So the Iron Thorns, if you guys know, has the ability that kind of shuts off all abilities, kind of similar to the Clef Key. So it seems like this Dragapult build is going for a more control style, which is very interesting. The Iron Thorns, though, was just kind of sitting there. You'll see later in the game why that proved to be a negative on my opponent's part. But yeah, we're just trying to get our board set up a little more. We just had the Dragapult we're relying on right now. I had the Alakazam in the bench, which is one of the cards that are pre-rotation. We ended up taking that out after this set of matches. But the Alakazam was really good when it came to spreading damage counters around. So there's really nothing we can do right now in this turn. So we just go ahead and knock out her Dragapult. We start going after the Iron Thorns. Like I said, you guys will see in a little bit why the Iron Thorns being sat on the bench was kind of a bad thing. I've learned from experience that when you have those big prize Pokemon just sitting on the bench kind of not doing anything, your opponent's going to go after it. So when all I could do was knock out whatever she had in the active and then go after the bench, I had to go directly for the Iron Thorns, especially since I was a little nervous about it. Once that card comes into the active, it's a pretty hard one to get out. So yeah, here she just brings her Dracloak up, she promotes it, and goes ahead and evolves into another Dragapult. So, it's a little scary, but we did have a Dragapult in hand to evolve our Dracloak on the bench, so I wasn't super concerned about it. She goes ahead and she knocks out our Dragapult, so we go ahead and promote, and then we're really checking to see if we can close it out here. So we rare candy into a Dust Noir, so that has a good 13 damage counters sitting around on our board, so we can kind of go after something, take an extra prize because she's on her last 2 prizes, but it will give her an extra prize once we do that. So we Super Rod, try to get some recursion out of the deck just in case we need to go back in, and she reminds me here when I try to Night Stretch, she has a Toedscruel, and I can't bring anything out of my trash, so we're forced to use the Dust Noir to go after that because I really do need to be able to go into the trash and take things out, and all we can do is swing at the Iron Thorns that she has in the active currently, and just put a bunch of damage onto that and hope that she can't get it out. But she does have the answer to get the Iron Thorns out of the active, but we have a fully healthy Dragapult in the active, which helped us out. But it's funny, whenever I try to get something stuck in the active for my opponent, they always have the out for it. But so she brings her Dragapult back into the active. She's trying to figure out what she could do to kind of close it out here. But I definitely think having a fully healthy Dragapult in the active is what saved the game for us. So all she can really do is attack. We take our turn. She has a almost dead Iron Thorns on the bench, and we boss that up. We attack for 200, and that's the game.
What's going on, guys? So we're doing pretty good. We're 2-1 right now. We lost to a Charizard in the first round, which I'm never mad about that. Charizard is one of my favorite decks in the game. It's the deck that got me back into the game. So, but Dragapult's doing really well. We kind of bricked up in the second one, but we played a mirror. We managed to boss up to win that game, which was really nice. And third one, played against a Guardy. He really couldn't get started, so we were able to kind of take that, go full aggro, and take the deck down really quick. So a lot of good games so far. We have one more round, so wish us luck. All right, so I'm going to check out and see if they got any new cards. Looking for that Zoroark is going to be nice. The Zoroark full art. Hopefully they have that one, so let's check it out. Pokemon too?
You already know, baby. 200. Yep.
Everybody look at Peter pretending to work.
Oh, pretending.
Look at this guy.
Ask him if you could do $10 for every
the next 3 years.
Yes. $10 every month for the next 3 years.
You know they got the goods, man. You gotta come here. Yeah, it's nuts. That old school YouTube, guys. Gorgeous.
What's up, my people? As you can see, we're back in the office. We were having a little bit of an issue with our camera when we were filming some of the rounds for the Pokemon tournament that we were at Lobster. I'm working off of an iPhone, so I'm doing the absolute best that I can with it, but we were having some trouble, maybe like storage problems. Just not able to get all of the games that we had. These games do run pretty long, so it does eat up a ton of memory, but I hope to get a camera really soon for you guys so that I can bring great product forward. But for now, this is what we're working with, so that's why it was kind of all over the place with the gameplay. I believe the only game that I do have up was my round 3 opponent, so but it was still a great game. We had a great time. I know this is a little bit of a different style for us when it comes to the vlog. I did mend my One Piece day and my Pokemon day into one video. I noticed that a lot of the content that I was getting was pretty repetitive. You know, just a lot of talking and looking at cards and just the gameplay. So I wanted to try to bring those two together so that we can get a much better product going forward. Let me know if this works for you. If it doesn't, then I'm happy to bring them back to the shorter style vlogs that we had initially. But we had a great time. Great week in card playing. We didn't get to go play Yu-Gi-Oh! This week, which was, kind of sucks. And then I'm not feeling the best. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I didn't participate in the case tournament at Cool Stuff this past Sunday. But, what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do about it. I don't want to get people sick, so we decided to sit that one out. But we did manage to get in on the entry for our regional, so we're going to be attending that for sure. And then we have a bunch of things coming up. We're going to hit up Coliseum Games. They have a Pokemon Cup coming up that I'd like to participate in. It'll be my first one ever. That's going to be a post-rotation tournament, so gonna make some edits to the Dragapult list. We managed to get just about everything that we need for Zoroark, that deck together, so we're gonna also put that together, see how we can test with it. It's not gonna be legal for a while, but you know, we'll just have some fun rounds with the homies and see what we can do with that. As for One Piece, we're putting together Red Green Smoker. That looks like a really fun deck to play. I really like the red builds going forward with the game. Probably play the Black Red Kobe that's coming out. So just get all the cards that we need for that. But for now, Red Green Smoker is going to be our move. I'm still playing Shanks. Shanks is going nowhere. Also, Teach and Anal are going to be the other two decks that we're going to work on. Waiting on my Kuzans to come in for that. But you know, going forward, we're going to have a lot of fun playing. This will be my first ever multicolor leader that we're playing. Yu-Gi-Oh! There's going to be a lot of new things coming up for that as well. We have the Stampede set that's coming out. Hopefully we can get our hands on a couple of boxes of that to open for you guys. There was some leaks that came out. I made sure to put it up and then take it down. Don't want to get in trouble, but a lot of really cool cards that are going to be in that set. So really excited to get my hands on some of that, open it up. We had some Journey Together openings that we did. Did also get some Journey Together from this past locals on Saturday. But like I said, we were having the issues with the camera, so we didn't get that. I thought we did, but fortunately not. Didn't pull anything super great anyway, so it's okay. No big deal. So yeah, guys, so that's going to be it from me. Again, thank you for the love. Thank you for the love on the video with my son. He had a great time filming. He shot and edited that entire video by himself, so really, really happy to hear all the good words that I've had from that. Maybe we'll do some more of that. I have two boys that are super interested in cards, so maybe we'll do some more openings with that. See if we can get some more videos up for them and get their creative juices flowing. But for now, man, thank you again. Everybody hit me up in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to. And as always, don't forget to stay awesome.